Hello everyone, and this is an introductory video for a new project called SWB-AI, and all of the documentation is ready, all of the first initiations are ready waiting for you, and this is just an introductory video for you, for my audience, for what I'm trying to build around that ecosystem. And as you can see that I'm a nature guy. I love being outside. I love very close to being that kind of areas. And later I'm gonna be swimming after this, shots, after these video recordings. I'll be enjoying sea, and this is a good sea. And now it's a little bit cold, and I'm gonna be enjoying that cold and also the fish and also the environment with my goggles, with my everything around, everything is in nature. So what is my project is about is actually it's a human nature, it's a human body, actually human mind, and it's a long story, and it's gonna be thousands of videos, it's gonna be thousands of documentation, but all of them are gonna be really practical for you to understand, for you what I'm trying to map. The wiring diagrams will be presented to you that with that ease, that you can understand that easily, that you can have a really good insights while you are having all those of experiences. Because nowadays humans are they are stuck, they are just like living their life indoors, and they don't have that much dreams. Yeah, they've got dreams, but not in a type of that 100-200 years ago people are going outside and they were strong, they were powerful, but today's people are mostly struggling inside and they don't know what to do next. They just keep dreaming, they just keep making plans, talking to their friends and saying this, saying that, and tons of ideas and tons of things. But if you got too much ideation, if you got too much things to be told, you're forgetting to practice, you're forgetting to do acting the right action. So that's why I'm teaching you why you are at that level, you are being stuck, why that you are being that let's say feeling that pressure, because you just produced that tons of sayings, tons of dreams, stories for yourself, and you become your storyteller of your life. But it's like a novel, it's like a storybook. You what you're going to do, but you don't know how you're going to do, even though you know how to do. Everybody knows that in these days, and everybody very have that sort of internet, sort of sources, sort of everything around. But when it comes to doing, they lack motivation, they lack discipline, they lack everything which is needed, which is a requirement of doing that act. So that's why my project gonna be a long project, and why I'm starting is that people are having tons of informations, tons of things, but they got stuck, they got confused, they got that bad let's say feelings, depression, anxiety, you call it ego, you call it everything you want it, because it's like terms are getting that kind of mix of soup, and it's like a soup when we are talking about terms, because terms are not things where we are having a debate. These are terms are being produced, being created, or being like, let's say, derived, or being like translated just to have that common sense. But nowadays in our society, in our modern world, terms are causing to so much depression, so much anxiety, because even though scientists, even though that people who reads a lot, who do a lot, who does a lot, when they want to talk, they're not able to find a common ground, because they're specialists of their area. they've got expertise, but they don't have that much common background where they have a chance to, get this connection, get that bridge. So this is one of the hardest thing nowadays. But if you're an individual who knows, let's say, how to tune in, how to tap into the other zones, you are more likely to get into the, that connection, that bond. But again, human nature is not something that you can be, outscoring or outpowering or outsolving this problem by your thoughts. No, you're not going to do that. You have to be scientific. You have to be so, fact checking all the way, double checking all the way, every day, every night, year by year. You have to check all of your, surroundings. Other than that, human psyche. That's what I call it, human psyche. You're gonna be hearing this term for like thousands of times, for like millions of times, for like trillions of times, for like infinite times of time. You're gonna be hearing that psyche coming out of my mind, coming out of my mouth, and it's gonna be having this echo, and everybody gonna hear it. Because when it comes to solving these problems, everybody is thinking that it's an easy one. No, it's not easy one. So that's why I'm starting this project. I'm gonna be bringing this soul, let's say, resolution, that tackle that willpower or whatever you call it, this solution to the problem for every aspect of the problems humans have. So you're going to tell me that, are you a doctor, or are you a psychologist, are you a this, are you a that? No, I'm not. I'm none of them. But I don't give a single fuck about them, because even though they've got too many doctors here, even though they've got too many psychologists here, American society has been spent tons of money, tons of resources, and they're not curing. They are causing more let's say the diseases. But whenever it's like declaring themselves, this, it's not about us, it's about them. Because whatever we are just prescribing them, whatever we are just telling them to do what to do, they're not doing it. That's why they are they are let's say ill. They are not in the well condition. So they are right, of course they are. But you are the doctor, or you're the psychologist. You have to make your audience, you have to make your patient ready for the next movement. But they don't give a really that much value, that much importance to that, because they've got their business, they've got their life. It's when it comes to teaching human mind, we teach or forcing humans to do something, and it's one of the hardest things. And you're gonna see that pressure, you're gonna see that resistance a lot, because when you say someone to do something, even though it's like benefiting them, they are against you. They don't like it. Nobody likes order. Nobody likes that kind of tone. I don't know why. Even though you are going to be that kind of benefit, that advantages, why you're not doing it? Because we are human mind and we are human beings. We don't like being that sort of the exposure, the direct exposure. So that's why we're doing it. And in my ecosystem, in my psyche world, I do not force to you. You're gonna be forcing yourself, because once you understood my let's say project, my that say philosophy, my way of understanding, my way of teaching things, you understand that, okay, I am the only one who can force myself. So that's why I don't like that. I don't like anybody who's like being direct to me, who's being bullied to me, who's being like douchebag to me. That's why you are not let's say acting. That's why you're not taking these actions when it's due. You are not taking them as an action, because you don't want to be told what you're going to do next. But your psyche, your mind is there waiting for you to tell what's next. You know what's next. Everybody knows what's next. I'm telling you, I'm not going to go really dive deep into these states. Everybody knows that what they are going to do next. But the problem is just that action, just this physical reality is that we should be doing in order to have these biceps. You got that bicep curl. Other than that, you're not going to get it. Yeah, everybody's talking about that. There are two groups, like standardization. They've got experiments of, one is like, imagining like that they're just doing bicep curls, and they've seen that sort of muscle tissue development, muscle tissue improvement. Yeah, you can see that, but you're not going to get this that a big amount of let's say size, or let's say this volume. You're not getting it until you're going to do that bicep curl. So that's why everybody is confusing at these points. Yeah, thinking yes, imagination is good, and there are tons of good things about human psyche, inner human world. We know it, but what's bad and what's worse and what's worst thing for human beings to do is like not using all of these. And this is a use it or lose it type of problem, and you're gonna be hearing that sort of principles again from me a lot. And so that's why I'm doing this project, and with that project I'm gonna be teaching you how to use all of these insights, how you're gonna use all of these your weapons. I'm gonna be teaching you how to weaponize yourself. Of course, why AI? I am telling you, because in these type of worlds, modern worlds, AI is one of the greatest things that you can use for just transforming your mind, transforming your psyche, transforming your health. Because we know that automations, we know that sort of tools we can create for ourselves, and we don't need to wait for the Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or like Sam Altman or any other CEOs, or just think about that, or like Paul Murlaki or like Joe Rogan or whatever you are thinking is that, or the doctors. You don't want to wait. You don't have to wait for their innovation. Okay, for most of the companies, for most of the persons, individuals, they are the prominent ones. They are doing what they are doing because AI was not that advanced at that moment. But right now, you have a chance. You have a chance to show yourself. You have a chance to get that kind of area with this automation, with this sort of let's say improvements. You're gonna be becoming someone else, and with that innovations, your psyche, your understandings, you're gonna be becoming someone else. So that's why keep in that mind, keep that in your mind, that bear with me. What is important here, just this is time for being a millionaire or just fuck the money. I don't give a single fuck money. It's not the thing that you think. Okay, it's not something that is making you a good person or rich person or powerful. No, psyche is enough. Psyche is your holiness. Why psyche is enough? We've been seeing that Jeff Bezos is like have got thousands of things, but he's using TRT. Why he's using TRT? You just achieve that kind of clarity, that kind of money for yourself. Why you're using TRT, even though TRT is something should be saved, if it's the case for your later of your life, it's like 80 years old, 90 years old, when you just reaching your 80, 90 years old, this is time for you can use TRT, testosterone hormone replacement therapy. Okay, but why Jeff Bezos is doing that? Because it's hard. It's painful, developing that, hypertrophying these muscles. And hypertrophying is not that good. I'm going to be tapping into all of those things. So you can see that, why is that AI, you can become your better version, your best version by using it, but it's not the, let's say, the goal, it's not the mission. So, of course, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, or like, anything you are, coming out with that sort of, qualified or that's quality, that best quality companies like Tesla, like other companies, and everything around is like, the LLMs, the large language models like Anthropic, like Cloud, Google VO, or whatever you're thinking is that. They are the tools that you can use right now, and there are just tons of free open source things that you can implement into your business, and I am here to supply that kind of information tools, that kind of kits for you with my team, with my expertise, and you're gonna see that, you're gonna understand that how it's gonna be easy. Yeah, at first, while whatever you are starting up, while you are just that sort of initiation points, everything is like painful, everything is hard to achieve, everything is like not that easy. Everybody is told a big lie to you, and it's not that this is not a motivational type of video. I don't give a single fuck about motivation. Motivation is like it's like drying fast, okay? Motivation is like for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, what you're gonna do? And this project and this ecosystem gonna put you in a place, in a position in this modern era, in this modern world where you should be. But you gotta be showing that sort of encouragement, or also that braveness to that problems, because it's the initiation brings so much pain, so much let's say challenge, hardship. You have to be that kind of resilient person to overcome all of them. So that's why I'm telling you, it's going to be a big project, and I'm going to be teaching you how you're going to use it. I'm going to be starting from the materialistic thinking, and I'm going to be starting from that first your psyche building up. I'm not letting you to go directly to the AI tools. No. In order to come up with a good innovation, you have to first know yourself. You have to first what's the human psyche, what is human nature. And after that, we're going to be having tons of conversation with my community, with my project around. You're going to understand that what I'm trying to build. And this is my first interactive video. More interactive videos are upcoming, and all of the let's say program has already been taken, has already been shooted. And because we've got a big map, we've got a big structure to teach you, to make you a better version of yourself. It's not that easy. Everybody is telling a big lie. It's not a easy road. It's one of the hardest things that human nature can face. Okay, everybody is told a big lie to you. Everybody is saying that it's easy, becoming parents or just like having child. So no, it's not easy. Nobody knows how to raise a child. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, first you have to embrace that kind of challenge and hardship, and then after everything is like really fitting into that story, you're gonna understand that. This is first video. More videos upcoming. Stay tuned.